usually have those sort of performances.
Well, yeah, you said it perfectly there. It's a really tough one to predict because of how yesterday went for both these teams. I thought that both teams would perform higher level. Rocket League on day one of this major, I wasn't all that impressed by either of them compared to the likes of Envy and NRG. But you know, you just got to look at this as a brand new day for both these teams. Rogue have shown that they're able to completely turn around a bad start to a tournament and then finish strong. They did that in the last regional. Spacestation have shown time and time again when it matters most, they can perform at the highest level. So it's really anybody's game here. Very tough to pick a winner. Spacestation have got a better record overall. Rogue did win the last time the two matched up.
Both these teams will be looking towards that next round as well and thinking, well, if we get through this one, we should definitely be taking down either version 1 of the Peeps, but that will be a challenge for later on. For now, I have to look across the map, see what against and Cyclical. Well, he was a slow starter yesterday. We were wondering where that offense was. Seems like he's going to start picking up very early. There's first killer on the far side. Both teams have got phenomenal targets to aim for.
Yeah, Cyclical looks good already. This is a perfect start for SSG. Like you said, Cyclical yesterday wasn't all that impressive compared to what we're used to seeing from him. I think he still did a good enough job overall, but that's almost in. Cyclical with a save. Rogue's best chance yet. Yeah, it's mainly Cyclical at the moment who's standing out to me at the right now. Player who's most likely to put in a big carry performance in game 1.
So far, Rogue intentionally leaving players downfield. They had some issues with this yesterday where they were unintentionally doing it. This time they are just loitering around. You can already see first killer looking himself across to try and steal a few boosts. Taroko still targeted. There's no rush right now from Rogue, and they are slowly but surely breaking down Spacestation Gaming. I'm not too sure how the boost amounts are looking for them, but they've got to get it out from this position nice and quick.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Rattles in the Fennec today, Arsenal in the Octane. Those aren't their most played cars. It's the other way around in general. And I get the idea that Spacestation haven't felt like they're playing at their absolute best this weekend. Car changes often indicate that. What a pass! Taroko sticks it top corner. Oh my goodness, that was just picture perfect with the assist from First Killer. Somebody's got to get a challenge in earlier there. Just giving First Killer way too much time.
Just stayed away from the challenge. They thought they were being smart by staying away from him, thought they could predict the fake, but what they couldn't predict is where he was going to put it afterwards. Rogue starting off very well. Here's Rattles looking to try and get one back for his team. First killer, as always, the player to watch over on Rogue. Doesn't seem to have many bad days. Cyclical, he's missed that one. Despite the good start, he needs to get himself back into this game nice and quick. Pop, first killer. Will he have any support? Yes, he does. Torrentoro looking for the backboard. Cyclical pre-reading that. Himself over on the backboard waiting for it. Double touch from first killer. Can't quite collect after the fact, but he does steal 100 boost. Cyclical flick to Arsenal. Back to Cyclical. Looks to take it the whole way off the backboard, and first killer. Very happy that play was just a little bit too much. No, Cyclical wanted to just hook around and take out the goalkeeper. Instead, they're going to make this one nice and simple. Didn't need to overcomplicate it. Off the backboard and rocket a shot into the net.
A perfect pass by Rattles. He really did nip that one into the middle a bit faster than Turinturo was expecting him to do. A great answer by Spacestation. They really needed something there because although Cyclical started off looking lively, I think even he had a miss in defense. It looked a bit weird. All three players in Spacestation failing to connect at various times with the ball as it moves slowly around their half of the field. But now they're starting to wake up. Not a moment too soon, because Rogue haven't made those same mistakes that they made yesterday against the Peeps. They've not been overextending. They've not been out of the game for extended periods of time. They're really focusing on their recoveries at the moment, playing more of a full rotation. And, I think despite that equalizer from SSG, overall Rogue have been the better team this game.
Can they transfer that into a first game win? That'll be the question for him as Arsenal will collect. First killer instantly over. Good pass over to Torrentoro. He can get it back. Over to first killer one more time in the pre-jump. Won't quite reach the ball. But Rogue's passing plays are lethal at the moment, and they're getting closer and closer to re-establishing their lead. Taroko, not the best touch from him. Off the backboard from Cyclical. Ask whether or not first killer was planning on making a mistake from that position. The answer tends to be no from there. Now off the backboard, first killer leaves it for Turinturo.
Wow.
2-1.
And once again, just an uncontested ball from first killer. He was threatening a double touch there. Arsenal really wanted to be blocking that one. But, you know, the pass has worked out even better. It gave first killer time to bump the goalie of SSG, leaving the net pretty undefended, at least on the left-hand side. Not a lot that Space Station can do to handle first killer at the moment. He's really causing problems. Here he is again. What a redirect. 3-1 Rogue are just too good right now.
That is ridiculous. Rettles, you can see he's sort of flopping around. I think even if he managed to do what he wanted to do, it doesn't matter. That was going in.
I think he backflipped by accident as well, just to make matters worse. So, you know, although first killer's really shown up huge for Rogue in this game, and that tends to be the winning formula for them. I mean, we've heard it in pro interviews from other players. They just say, well, if first killer really wants to win, I've actually heard Rettles say this. If first killer really wants to win a tournament, then Rogue can win a tournament. It really just does come down to that one guy. He is their star player. But all three of them have played brilliantly here. It's Turinturo with another great goal. Rogue are playing extremely good Rocket League right now. This is what we expected from them from minute 1 yesterday, and they have delivered it in game 1 today.
We saw yesterday from Space Station Gaming how well they do against a team that is willing to leave all 3 players back, but Rogue aren't allowing them to do that. Instead, they're challenging with 1 player and just leaving them down the field. Get another result for it, and right now Rogue have had the perfect counter to Space Station Gaming. Game 1 down.
Too good.
Rogue looking fantastic. And back on the topic of first killer, if you're bored of hearing about him, sucks to be you, because you're going to be hearing an awful lot about him. This is a player that a lot of people are looking at and saying, look, we know how good he is. He's phenomenal. How good can he be, though, when the pressure is on, when we get to those championship Sundays? And I think what's terrifying is that whilst he's good every day, he's better on championship Sundays. That's what you want to see from your young player that is really making a name for himself.
I think the first killer could well be the best player in North America right now, and even a contender for best in the world, because the amount of work that he does for Rogue is just truly astonishing. The plays that he's able to pull off against the absolute highest level of competition in the region are stuff that not really anybody. He's got a play style and just a complete repertoire of moves that it's not really replicatable by any of the other players who are considered best in North America. You talk about Justin, talk about Sipical, maybe even Mist with Envy's recent success. I don't think any of them have really got the complete package that First Killer brings to the table here. And, you know, I'm talking about the ground game. I'm talking about the defense as well as the ability to make huge plays in offense. And now with Rogue just putting together several passes as well. I mean, what more do you want from them? That was a great game.
There's Turinturo downfield again. Rogue straight back to the same strategy. No, you just put 4 goals past Space Station Gaming. No reason to change just yet. As for Space Station, this is one of the players that they'll really be looking towards. Talking about how First Killer might very well have claim to the best player in North America as a player that had that title for a good year. Typical RLCS MVP in previous seasons. Now looking to try and reclaim it as he hunts down First Killer. Couldn't quite find him. Now First Killer over to the wall. That infield pass will be threatened. Rettles knows it. Gets rid and also gets the ball to Arsenal. Lays it back to Sipical. Turinturo plants his car, refuses to react too early. Wow, First Killer. He gets the setup for Turinturo. Easy as you like.
Get out of here. First Killer skips past Rettles. And how about that for a pass? That is... I can smell that. That was disgusting. Unbelievable pass by First Killer to start off game number 2. Exactly as they finished the first game.
Sipical. Back over to the far side to Rettles. First Killer shuts it down immediately. And a miss from Sipical as well. Allows the pass back to Toroko. Looking for the backboard double tap, and Rettles already there, but First Killer keeping the pressure on. Rogue have been unstoppable in our opening 6.5 minutes. want to try and continue that because we know what Space Station do when they've got momentum on their side. There's the pinch. First Killer very aware of it. Last time we saw Rogue go up by 1, they did just allow a little bit more pressure to come over from Space Station. Now a demo. First Killer's got his chance.
Yep.
And he is never, ever gonna miss it.
Yep, First Killer is the best player in North America. I don't care anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You can mold all you want. NRG fans, NB fans, G2 fans, SSG fans. There isn't a player in North America who does what First Killer does. No other player can do this kind of just the full package that he brings to the table. It's unrivaled. It really is just everything that Rogue need him to be. And at the moment, you got to give credit to Taroko and Turinturo as well. You know, just the perfect supporting cast for him. We've seen First Killer on lots of different rosters, never having the kind of success that he's having right now. This is some team when they're playing as well as they are right here. Great turnaround from yesterday, because yesterday, like you said, Shogun, they were not anywhere near this level. They were flying out of the game, and they were just, I think, playing far too aggressively in the offensive corner. Now you hardly ever see a flip in the offensive corner. They're just faking challenges, going for demos, boost steals, drive-by pressure plays, but never really removing themselves from the game for extended periods of time. So great work by Rogue, coming into today with I think the perfect solution to yesterday's problems.
Yeah, well, we haven't really seen, two players up in the air unless it is a coordinated passing play from Rogue so far. Yesterday was one player has barely landed, the other one's already going up for a challenge that they might have a 30% chance of getting, as that's going to be just ensured by First Killer to be away from the net. The storyline here, though, 1 goal for Space Station Gaming across 7 minutes. They are usually so much more lethal than this, but there's just nothing around for them every time they try and set up. The passing plays are being intercepted, the air dribbles are being blocked, and the regular shots just don't have a chance. Rogue, immaculate so far in this series, but still not out of game 2 just yet. Get themselves a goal soon. That will prevent Rogue from being able to get too comfortable on the goal line. Typical. Look for the pass. No one really around for that. Passing him out. Wants to go over the top. First Killer pre-jumps him. Know exactly where he wanted to go. Just haven't been able to surprise Rogue so far. 1 minute left. Get themselves something.
Just a lockdown defense from Rogue to back up what was just a stunning offensive performance from this man right here to start off the game. Pass of the day, goal of the day so far. I'm sure there's going to be contenders, but he's hit both back-to-back in this game. And this hasn't been a bad game for SSG at all. I think game 1 they were a bit messy, but this is just a case of, First Killer just being on another level. Right now, he is the standout player in the lobby. We're talking about him over and over again, and he just keeps on delivering. Space Station have got the pop-off potential as well. We've seen it from them in the past. They just really can't afford to give Rogue anything more in this series. Rogue already have such an advantage and look to be playing so well.
And Rogue, even when they do get stuck on the side of the field, they've done a good job of maintaining momentum and maintaining boost.
Wow. A touch.
Over the top from Taroko. What a play from him. That should be another one. It's off the crossbar. It won't matter, though. First Killer denied being involved in his 3rd goal of the game. But still, 2-0 to Rogue in both game scoreline and match scoreline. They are halfway there to eliminating Space Station.
Yeah, just far too good. Far, far, far too good. The dribbling play into the pass from First Killer for the opening goal was the kind of play that you just have to drop a nice shot in chat when it happens. There's nothing really to be done there for Space Station Gaming. And, maybe they're going to be a bit more annoyed about the second one, giving First Killer time to set up a flip reset play. That's not going to be something that Space Station are all that happy about. A flip reset play, which, by the way, started off with a little double touch off the ceiling, as you do, just First Killer things.
I love how we have to start omitting details now when it comes to these plays.
Yeah, it really was just a perfect example of what Rogue are about these days. Just let First Killer make the plays, and then when they've got a lead, they look great in defense. They didn't make any miscommunications here. They weren't overextending, and they've got more here. They can even play at a higher level than this, because we've seen Turinturo pull out the kind of offensive plays that we just saw from First Killer. He didn't even have to in that game. it was just all first killer in game number 2. Will Space Station Gaming respond? They've been quiet. You know, they didn't have a bad game there, but they definitely didn't have a good game either. Let's see if they can show the kind of championship performance that we've seen from them in the past.
Right now, they'd be very terrified of the fact that Rogue have got different playstyles. Torrentoro by himself. There's an opportunity to play a lot more direct from Space Station. They did have someone trying to chase him down for the demo, but didn't quite communicate it. So Space Station got to deal with this now. Arsenal off the backboard. Great play from him. Buys his team some time, but first killer didn't give him that much of it. Already reading where that was supposed to go. Torrentoro backed off. Wants a double commit. They've got away with it. Arsenal now looking for the net, and they haven't got people back in time. Space Station Gaming will still punish you, even for those sort of mistakes.
A great goal by Arsenal. He didn't have a lot to aim for there. Just had to go quickly to the near post before Torrentoro got back, and he managed to hit that shot exactly right. Bit greedy by Rogue to stay up front as long as they did there. We saw Torrentoro just kind of snatching at a shot, didn't make contact. First killer went for an outplay, could have easily taken a 50-50. But Arsenal was quick to punish them, dispossessing and then dribbling into very nice goal. Space Station really, really needed that. To be honest, they kind of need more. I think Rogue are going to score here in this game. If anything we've learned from the past 2 games is that they know how to put goals into the net today. They're in a momentary 3v1. That should be a goal, surely. And it will be. Torrentoro makes sure of it. Space Station Gaming are nowhere to be seen. They've done a bit of a Rogue day 1 right here as first killer and Torrentoro dismantle Arsenal's defense.
I think that might be the most satisfying goal that first killer will score today. Just to be on the other side of that play.
Very true. Yeah, that was him yesterday. That was it. He was in goal, having to do a 1v3, 1v2 defense.
Oh,
double commit.
Might be coming back. Well, that first lead of the series there for Space Station Gaming didn't last all too long. All right, back into the firing line. Rettles outpaced by Taroko midair. Now a chance to really settle down in the opponent's side of the field. Look for the ground pinch. Still so many demos coming out from Rogue, and Space Station Gaming have to keep plugging where those holes are popping up for them every single time one of their cars is removed from the field. Taroko takes his time, might look for the player, it's off the post. On his own highlight reel play, now the drop down to first killer, Torrentoro, with an outstanding assist of his own.
A great pass by Torrentoro. Obviously, all the Space Station are afraid of him just shooting that one, but he's got the perfect assist for first killer. He didn't waste any time putting the ball in the top corner. Maybe before that, though, Arsenal really did hit a very careless defensive touch. He needed to buy more time for his team. You know, he's kind of smashed the ball into the roof there near the back wall, and it's just come right back out into the middle. If he just lobs it into the corner, Space Station won't be in anywhere near as much trouble. Yeah, Space Station continue to struggle in the matchup. Unfortunately for them, it's more of the same compared to their day 1 performances, whereas Rogue have completely stepped it up a level.
Somewhere out there right now is a very smug Jorby that is talking down at Subi right now. Subi he described this as a warm-up match for Space Station for the rest of the day. Well, they might be getting warm, but it will be of a hot cup of cocoa and watching it on the TV if this continues.
I don't know if they're going to keep watching if they lose this badly. I mean, if it keeps going the way it's going right now, it might be just one of those days where you have to just go and take your mind off it, because you've not put in a world-class performance here, Space Station. You've not put in a Space Station Gaming class performance. And you know, it's fair enough to lose to Rogue these days, but Space Station have got to do a better job than this. They've got to give it a better go if they're going to have any hope for a comeback. So Rogue are not going to give it to them easily.
I would like to see Space Station commit a little bit more to these demo attempts. They are still hooking around, still trying to steal boosts, but they just don't seem to be fully willing to travel up that wall and take out a player that is waiting for them. There are gaps that are available. Here is Arsenal looking for the outplay. And whilst this would naturally be Space Station's bread and butter, it's not working. You know, they've got to beat all 3 players if they're going to keep going for plays like this. And that kind of usually relies on a mistake from Rogue, which is, well, not happening right now. Torrentoro, a bit of a misread from the wall. Still only 1 goal difference. Torrentoro over to First Killer. Back down to Torrentoro. What a passing play that was. Used whatever space that they had available. Space Station looks like they need a mistake. They're not going to get it. First Killer, rapid. He's going to get himself set up. And for all the pressure Space Station Gaming had, it all meant nothing against First Killer's speed.
Yeah, First Killer's just far too fast there. And Reynolds is he's not a sluggish player at all. He's pretty quick in the air, but he's made to look second best by an absolute mile. First Killer just beats him to the ball and some. There is space to work with. And of course, slots in the open net. Reynolds has completely missed this one. You know, if we don't see a card change from Reynolds here, I don't know what he's got planned for up in his own personal level of gameplay, because Space Station have really got problems outside of a pretty lively start from Sypical in game number 1 offensively. I haven't really seen anything from SSG today. Actually, I guess we saw maybe a couple of goals from Arsenal. There's Reynolds' response. Okay, finally. This is more like the SSG we're hoping for. Confident double by Reynolds. Have still got 15 seconds left in game 3.
I think Reynolds heard you there, Johnny, and I hope he did. I hope that is what is going to propel them towards showing us what they've got with 15 seconds left. Give themselves a chance here. Arsenal, good block. Leaves Taroko all by himself, but it was only for a second. Even then, he still finds the pass. Rogue, very aware of where each other are. Now they've just got to keep this ball out of their net for a couple more seconds. Shot from Arsenal, still lights around, and Torrentoro finds the block. Reynolds can't quite keep it alive, but he has got it over to Arsenal. What a catch that was, but the block comes through, and Rogue are on the verge of sweeping Space Station.
Yeah, it's too little too late there for Space Station Gaming. They've actually outshot Rogue in this game, but it didn't feel like that at all. Most of the shots were tame. Rogue were defending them far too easily. But at least that was a little bit of life. And I think the fact that Rettles is the one who got that goal is a pretty big win for SSG, to be honest, because he looked rough in this game, and he's looked pretty rough this series. Nothing like the form we're used to seeing Space Station Gaming in come a major. They just haven't settled into their usual play style. They don't look confident. They don't look like they are situated correctly in the field. So many times the ball will come towards one of them and they get a bad hit on it because it's awkward. Everything just looks awkward for Space Station Gaming right now. Whereas Rogue are just free flow. They're all in sync. Great passing plays from them in this game, and honestly throughout the series. They've outplayed Space Station Gaming in every single way up until now. 3 games to 0, deservedly so.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way of sort of talking about them, is the fact that these passing plays have shown us a new element to Rogue. You know, this has not been a First Killer only performance. He's certainly led the charge.
Yeah.
But it's led the charge with the cavalry right behind him, and they have been just swarming every offensive opportunity that they've had. They have nailed every single pass. And they are looking towards one of their biggest wins as a trio. Sweeping Space Station is something that almost no team gets to try and brag about. You know, looking to do it, and they're looking to do it handily, although that's not the best touch from Torrentoro. We'll recover the play. As for Space Station, I kind of want to see... I just kind of want to see them abandon these individual plays a little bit. It's not working. They're not going to get that many double commits. They're not going to get the chaos on the goal line that they usually thrive in to try and follow up with a goal-scoring opportunity. They've got to find a different level to their play.
I think, yeah, you're right. They need to try something different. They're still trying to play cute Rocket League. They're controlling the ball as much as possible. That's what Space Station Gaming are well known for. It's a play style that they've really popularized in North America, dribbling whenever they can and just refusing to give the possession away for free. But when you're having an off day, that's such a risky thing to try and do, because just one wayward touch is all you need to get dunked on. All you need to do to lose the ball. If they were playing at their peak level, then yeah, go ahead, control it all. But they're not right now. They're getting outplayed, and it's partly Rogue's brilliance, it's partly their own failures to actually connect with the ball. Rettles runs out of boost at the worst possible time there. Didn't realize until it was too late. 1-0 Rogue.
And it is just continuing the pain for Space Station. Find themselves down already. this point, they desperately need something to go their way. Rettles off the wall. He's been a little bit too much on the end of these plays that have gone past him. Just trying to find something offensively. Here's Sipical looking for the net. Taroko at least pops the ball up. It is available for Rettles to try and take again. Looks for the double tap. He's not going to be there for it. Lays it back over to Rettles.
Okay.
What hit!
Yeah, that's a great pass. And Space Station Gaming, they need everything they can get right now. So great to see Arsenal playing for the pass there. He had shooting options, but he saw that Rettles was in a great position to punish Rogue, who are still mid-recovery. And, you know, Rogue haven't played a perfect defensive game here. We've seen a couple of double commits now, and I think they just got to have a bit more faith in their goalkeepers at times. That's something I, you know, do see from Turo quite a lot. Cuts across the midfield, and maybe his third man's got a better touch than he does, but he just wants to go for it anyway. Yeah, it's Rogue's communication defensively. It's a large improvement compared to yesterday, but they can still continue to improve that. Here's Turo. Lands a reset on the ball. Kind of inverted there. Didn't have his car facing the way that we usually see players go for resets with. But with how close he was to the ground, he kind of had to do that. Otherwise, he would have landed upside down.
Good news for him was that at least there was the option to try for the pinch, but usually it just takes so long to set up that defenders have got you covered. Now Arsenal sets himself up. Maybe a third touch. He definitely still believes in his mechanical side of the ball. First killer over to the corner, sets Toronto up to try and at least collect some boost, but instead warded away. Two players committed, only Taroko taking over in the midfield though. With first killer, far side, almost got it to him. And now Arsenal have a chance to try and break away. He's got Sipical with him, who does miss it. Both teams looking for these passing plays, neither team able to execute.
And that's just two complete misses. First of all on the pass, and then on the reception of the pass, it was just a failure to connect again for Space Station Gaming. They're trying to be too precise here. I think just a more blunt force would make a lot more sense when they're playing like this. Oh my goodness. I mean, it really just does look so awkward for Space Station right now, and it can happen in Rocket League. It's a tough game. Rettles going to try and make a huge play here. He's got some help from Arsenal. And somehow, Space Station find themselves in front. Not entirely sure how, but that's a great play by Rettles. Dribbles one, fakes the pop, and waits for Arsenal to deliver the demo.
Well, you described some of their play earlier on, Johnny, as cute. I would describe that goal as brutal. First killer, one of the best goalkeepers we've got, but he can't do it when he's not on the field. Turo narrowly avoids his own net, and now he might have actually passed that over to an opponent. Now starting to go back, though. Arsenal sticking around. 1 minute away from Space Station Gaming claiming their first. They would need 3 more after that. That's just to start their day. Sipical almost finds the angle, but first killer had to respect both possible shooting opportunities. It's a bit of a calamity in the midfield, but Space Station will take that. Calamities waste time.
Yeah, it looked like it was an attempted air dribble gone wrong into air dribble bump gone wrong, and the ball kind of grounded to a halt there. So did the play, but this isn't going to stop moving anytime soon. Rogue easily equalized the game, and it's Rettles just creeping off that goal line. Thought he could close down the pass, but Turo just got there far too quickly. Great pass into the middle though, right into first killer's path. And it just looks all too easy for Rogue right now. I'm surprised that Space Station have even got a couple goals in this game, to be honest, with how they've been playing. They need to step it up here if they're going to get this win, if they're going to win the series. Oh my goodness, it's so close. Rogue look deadly every time they attack.
Well, Toro is currently harassing Arsenal in the goal line. Might give them the chance. His first killer! And Arsenal just able to get there, but they're not going to get the second one! The ball was left far too long, and Toro makes it 3-2.
My goodness. They're kind of in any touch here from first killer. He would have got the assist on that play, but looked like he dunked on Arsenal. I think Arsenal just accidentally deflected the ball straight up instead of to the side. 7 seconds for SSG. Their major tournament is hanging in the balance. And Rogue just need to score into the biggest goal possible right now. One more chance for SSG. Turnturo and Taroko will work it into the grind. That's game, set a match. Rogue destroy Space Station Gaming. That's a deserved 4-0. Honestly, they were far too good for SSG today. SSG really need to do something. That was a problem. That's something we've not seen from them before, Shogun. To see them just completely bomb out and not look competitive at all. We've seen them, lose heavily, but they'll be playing well while doing it. This was not Space Station Gaming playing well.
Yeah, absolutely not. I think Space Station will know that definitely needs to be better. Thankfully for them, they still have the spring split to start figuring this out, but they are a team that want to be number one in the region. And rather than that, they have got further away, whilst Envy and other teams, NRG look phenomenal right now. They've even got a new contender in the form of Rogue. For Rogue fans, this has got to be brilliant. Last tournament was not a one-off. They are legitimate contenders in every tournament they are in. So it's great to be adding them to that top few spots over in North America. I'm hoping that we can start calling it a top 4 again very, very soon. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we have got our other lower bracket match as version 1 and the Peeps duke it out in a best of 7.